The ocean hides more monsters than any myth ever told. Some we've dug up as fossils, others we've only caught in fleeting glimpses. But what if the creatures of legend, the serpents, the demons, the giants, weren't just imagination? What if they were real? From a snake longer than a school bus, to a whale with teeth sharp enough to kill a megalodon, and a shapeless white figure said to haunt the frozen waters of Antarctica. These are the mythical sea creatures that might have really existed. And at the very end, we'll meet the one that sailors still whisper about today, a creature so strange, so human-like, it should not exist. 60 million years ago, the rivers of South America belonged to a monster. A snake longer than a bus, thicker than a man's chest, and powerful enough to crush a crocodile in its coils. At first, scientists thought it was impossible. Nothing could grow that large in the heat of the tropics. Snakes, they said, had natural limits. But then, they found the bones. Vertebrae the size of dinner plates, a skull longer than your forearm, proof of the largest snake to ever slither on Earth. Titanoboa. It stretched nearly 15 meters long and weighed over a ton. This was no myth. This was real. But the question is, how did it hunt? Some believe Titanoboa stalked riverbanks, lying in wait for anything that moved. Others think it ruled the water itself, gliding through swamps, striking with terrifying speed. Either way, nothing could escape. Crocodiles, turtles, even giant fish. If Titanoboa wanted you, you were already dead. But snakes weren't the only rulers of ancient waters. Far out in the oceans, another monster rose to power. A whale with teeth as long as knives, and the only predator bold enough to challenge the megalodon. Its name was Leviathan. In the ancient seas, one predator reigned supreme, the megalodon. But what if I told you there was another? A whale built like a tank, armed with teeth over a foot long and strong enough to bite straight through bone. For years, scientists believed giant whales were harmless filter feeders, gentle giants of the ocean. Leviathan proved them wrong. Its jaws snapped shut with a force greater than any predator alive today, and its prey was not small. Leviathan hunted other whales. It even clashed with the megalodon, the ocean's ultimate killer. Imagine two giants colliding in the deep, one a shark with teeth like daggers, the other a whale with the bite of a god. No ocean was big enough for both. So which one ruled the seas? We may never know. But the fossils tell us this: Leviathan was every bit the monster its legend suggests. And unlike myths of dragons or serpents, this beast was real. It lived, it killed, and then it vanished. But not all monsters left fossils behind. Some survive only in stories. Stories of a serpent so deadly that cutting off one head only made it stronger. The Hydra. In Greek legend, one monster was feared above all others, a serpent born from the swamps of Lerna, the Hydra. It wasn't just a snake, it had many heads, snapping, hissing, striking all at once, and if you cut one off, two more would grow in its place. To the Greeks, it was unstoppable. Heracles himself was sent to kill it as part of his labors, but even the son of Zeus nearly failed. Each time he swung his sword, more heads grew back. The swamp filled with venom and blood, until at last he burned the stumps so no new heads could rise. Only then did the Hydra fall. But was it only myth? Some scholars believe the Hydra was born from sightings of giant eels, writhing together in dark waters. Others think it was an allegory for disease. Cut it down in one place and it spreads twice as fast. Or was it something else? Fossils of massive serpents and marine reptiles have been found across the Mediterranean. To ancient eyes, those bones could only belong to monsters. So perhaps the Hydra was not just a tale of terror, but a distorted memory of something that once swam in our seas. And stories of serpent-like beasts didn't end with the Greeks, because halfway around the world, on the quiet lakes of Canada, witnesses still whisper about another serpent, the monster they called Ogopogo. On the still waters of Lake Okanagan in Canada, people say a serpent waits, a creature with a long, twisting body, dark scales glistening just beneath the surface. They call it Ogopogo, and for centuries, sightings have never stopped. The First Nations of the region spoke of it long before European settlers arrived. To them, the lake was sacred, a place where a powerful spirit lived beneath the waves. Travelers would even offer sacrifices before crossing, afraid of what lurked below. In modern times, the stories only grew. Boaters describe a massive shape keeping pace with their ships. Tourists swear they've seen humps rising and falling across the lake. And photographs, grainy, blurry, seem to show something moving, just out of reach. Skeptics call it waves, logs, or tricks of the light, but the witnesses, thousands of them, all say the same thing. Ogopogo is real. So what could it be? Some point to giant sturgeon, fish that grow enormous in size. Others whisper about prehistoric survivors, creatures thought to be extinct, hiding in the deep. And if that sounds impossible, remember this: most of our lakes and oceans remain unexplored. Anything could be waiting. But what if the monster wasn't in a hidden lake, or an ancient legend? What if it was seen today, in one of the most remote, untouched places on Earth? Because in the icy waters of Antarctica, witnesses describe something far stranger: the Ningen. In the frozen waters of Antarctica, where almost no human dares to go, something strange has been seen. A pale, human-shaped figure drifting just below the ice, with arms, legs, and eyes staring back. Japanese whale researchers were the first to report it. They claimed a massive white creature, nearly 20 meters long, rose from the depths beside their vessel. Not a whale, not a fish, something else. They called it the Ningen. And ever since, rumors have spread across the internet. Blurry photos, shaky videos, all showing a shape too human to dismiss, too monstrous to accept. Some say it has a mermaid's tail. Others swear it walks on land, dragging itself across the ice on giant arms. Could it be a misidentified whale, a giant manta ray, or something the ocean has kept hidden for millions of years? The Ningen has no fossils, no proof, only stories, and yet the witnesses remain convinced. In a place so remote, so unexplored, who's to say what truly lives beneath the ice? Because down there, in the endless dark, the next shadow you see might be watching you back.